Don't you need tenants to have signed on the dotted line before you go pursue financing?
It's chicken and egg on this. The demand for capacity, even if it's just cloud compute for your spreadsheet and your email, is so huge right now. I'm not worried about which tenant.
Investor Kevin O'Leary, the man behind the Stratos data center project, is a famous businessman, but does he have the cash? I'm Fox 13 News investigative reporter Nate Carlisle. I spoke to O'Leary today for 30 minutes, me in the Fox 13 News studios, O'Leary in New York City. He talked in more detail than ever about how he's going to pay for a project that could run into the hundreds of billions of dollars.
But the first stage is build to power. The first 1.4 will cost about $15 billion.
That's 1.4 gigawatts and $15 billion. O'Leary says he plans on a lot of that being financed by the tenants, companies that need the data center's servers to run their cloud computing or artificial intelligence. Can you tell us yet who the tenants are?
No, the tenants are, we're in a negotiation.
He said none have committed yet because it's too early in the process. Once it's all constructed, Stratos could ultimately cost, in today's numbers, up to $375 billion. The companies that would utilize this data, if they really wanted a facility like that, wouldn't they go out and they would just build more data centers on their own?
They don't generally do that. They really want someone to do what I'm doing.
But doesn't it also mean that the hyperscalers have less skin in the game if they want to pull out in 5, 10, 20 years and there is indeed an AI bubble?
No, they have a lot of skin in the game. They're basically funding with a long-term lease. And 20 years from now, you and I are going to be dead, so we're not going to be worrying about it.
With new technologies such as quantum computing, and we don't need all of that data center capacity, right? Then at that point, we have a meltdown.
Stan Van Eberberg is a professor of finance at Columbia University who has studied the money behind data centers.
Is Meta still going to be around 20 years from now? I think that is just a hard question to predict. And so that is the main risk, that one of these large hyperscalers goes belly up over the life of this long-term lease.
Utah leaders have said the U.S. government and the military may lease space in Stratos too. So I asked O'Leary if the federal government could help finance the project.
Don't know if that'll happen, but I know that multiple agencies in the government that provide security to the country and defense, they like Utah.
O'Leary and Stratos have already received some tax incentives from the state of Utah. We have more of my conversation with O'Leary on fox13now.com.